Bay Area Boxing Talk. I'm your host, Town Biz, your only host. You know what I'm saying? But in this episode, we're gonna talk about the ongoing saga and conflicting stories about what's going on with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence negotiations. We're gonna talk about how Devin Haney just can't catch a break and how basically now everybody is running to 140. Now everybody's talking about belts don't matter. And then we're going to talk about Ryan Garcia's low attendance numbers. But he's supposed to be such a big star. Plus, I'll throw in some other stuff. But anyway, we're going to begin with Ryan Garcia, who I'll say he had a solid performance versus Fortuna. He stopped him, but at the end of the day, you still saw some flaws, some things that Ryan Garcia needs to work on. Because, like I said before, he will be knocked out in a fight versus Tank if he doesn't fix some of his defensive holes that he got. And Joe Goossum is a good trainer, but he isn't known for making his fighters defensively savvy. He's more about a let your hands go and, you know what I'm saying, your offense is your defense and trying to overwhelm opponents. Like I said, Joe Goossum is a real good trainer. He's somebody like I might would use him for my first 10 to 15 fights. But as I start to advance and the competition gets better, I would consider going another route. But Joe Goossum he's a good trainer. But you just have to wonder, for certain fighters and certain styles, he ain't the answer. And Ryan Garcia, if he expects to be a big star and want to be able to contend with guys eventually like Devin Haney and those type of dudes and Tank, he's going to have to fix some of his defensive flaws, and that's just fact. And it's not a knock on him. You just telling the truth, because he walks in, faces wide out, and you can counter him. And Fortuna hit him with some nice counters. And he shook Ryan Garcia. He shook him, but he didn't hurt him like Luke Campbell did. Luke Campbell badly hurt Ryan Garcia in that fight. So that's some of the things that Ryan Garcia has to work on tremendously if he expects to become a top tier fighter. And then Ryan Garcia tries to take a shot at the media for basically calling him out on some things that he said. Basically said, for the people that doubted my commitment to boxing, he was the one saying that he may retire at age 26. He the one that signed on to produce and star in movies. So that's why we were questioning his commitment full-time to boxing. Something that we have the right to do. A lot of these fighters or athletes say certain things, and then when we talk about it, they get mad at us as like we're lying on them and we're making up stuff about them, and we're basically just repeating what they said and discussing what they said and what came out their mouth. So why are you getting mad at us? That be tripping me out. For real. This is what we do as media. We have a discussion. We do videos. We have segments. We talk with other people about things that you said. Like I said, we didn't say it. You said it. So why are you getting mad at us? Okay, so and what the numbers was for Ryan Garcia, what the attendance numbers was for Ryan Garcia versus Javier Fortuna. They're saying that there was 11,000 people in attendance for that fight in an arena that holds at capacity 20,000. Now you have to put into account how many tickets were comped versus how many tickets were actually sold and how many people were actually inside the arena. Because sometimes people buy tickets, they try to resell them, And then sometimes if they can't move them, then they just basically taking an L. So from what I was told, actual people that was inside the building was under 10,000. And this was from somebody that was actually there. But nevertheless, still doesn't matter when it comes to negotiations with Tank Davis. Clearly, Tank Davis is the A side. Tank Davis has been able to get 17, 18, you know what I'm saying, 19, 14,000 people in arenas. So at the worst case scenario, he's selling out, 60% of the venue. And that was in the past. But now he's selling out, you know what I'm saying, full capacity. Off how many tickets are actually printed for sale. So clearly, Tank is the A side when it comes to Ryan Garcia. That's just factual. And Oscar De La Hoya is saying that they're going to try to set up a fight with Tank for December. Well, hopefully it can get done. But Ryan Garcia, he did pull out of a fight with Tank. Basically what happened was the fight was in negotiation. It was pretty much announced. They had a fight date and everything, and Ryan Garcia pulled out of the fight. Talking about he was going to fight Manny Pacquiao possibly in an exhibition match, and people was like, what? So if people are not taking Ryan Garcia seriously, like I said, once again, it's to his own doing. He has nobody but to blame but himself. And that's just fact. Now, getting to Devin Haney, this is just really starting to bother me. For a guy that everybody says don't have any punching power, he has this, he lacks that. Well, it sure seems like nobody wants to get in the ring with Devin Haney. Because now everybody is running to 140. And I seen an interview with Devin Haney, and he was talking about fighting Kambosos again. I could tell that Devin Haney probably isn't interested in a second fight with Kambosos. I don't think he wants to go through that again, and I don't blame him. What they put Devin and Bill through, why would you want to be subjected to that a second time? Why would you want to go? Like I said before, Devin beat George Kambosos Jr. decisively. I'm talking about the fight wasn't even close. It wasn't even, I'm talking about that fight wasn't even close. You can make an argument that Devin Haney won every round. I had Devin pitching a shutout. And I know I spoke to Bill about it. Bill saying they willing to do it again. But like I told Bill, I'm real with mines. Y'all are the A side. The hell with what the contract says. Contracts can be renegotiated. Contracts can be broken. Make that dude come to the States. Give him an incentive. Like, hey, we'll give you additional $200,000 to fight in the States. Dude ain't gonna turn down that money. And then plus, you have it in the States, you can promote it better, more sponsorship, better, you know what I'm saying, better promotion, coverage, etc., etc., if you can get that fight in the States. Versus going to Australia, where basically you don't know whether a reporter can get into Australia. So my point of view, to me, it's kind of not worth it. Just real talk. Kambosos didn't do anything in that fight to where he justified Devin coming back down there. Devin beat him decisively. He beat him with ease. And really didn't do much to beat him. When you beat somebody that decisively in a fight, I don't see why you do it again. What's the use? That was one of the most one-sided fights one-sided championship unification bouts that I ever saw in my life. Lennox Lewis in the first fight, he dominated Evander Holyfield. Even though they called that fight a draw, even though Lennox Lewis clearly won that fight, 10 rounds to 2, 9 rounds to 3, being generous. I mean, Devin, you can make an argument that he won every single round. I had Devin pitching a 12-round shutout with ease, beat him with a basic jab and a couple of lead rights and occasional body shots. Devin did not do nothing complicated to win that fight. He didn't even have to dig deep to win that fight. He never was in any trouble in that fight. So why would anybody want to see that again? Was it competitive? It wasn't competitive at all. And I think a lot of people saw that Devin improved since his last couple of fights. I remember when I was talking to Bill, and I had a conversation with Bill when I said to tell Devin that he don't have to go out of his way to try to knock people out. Go in there and dominate. Just whoop ass and walk away. Because I know, I believe to a certain degree Devin wanted to try to stop these guys. And it kind of to a certain degree put him in a position to get hit with unnecessary punches that he didn't have to get hit with. But see, with Kambosos, he just went in there and handled his business and got up out of there. He T-Grizzlied him, no effort. And I told Bill that, hey man, forget about trying to knock somebody out, man. It's like Al Davis used to say, man, you from the town, just win, baby. But now everybody is running to 140 now. Teofimo is at 140. Ryan Garcia is at 140. Tank may go to 140. Now, Lomachenko is an option, but does Lomachenko really want to start training and getting back in the ring with Devin Haney? Wouldn't he want to have a tune-up fight? So you have to take all that into perspective. Do he want to do that? Go directly into a fight with Devin Haney? I don't know about that. So we'll have to see. All right, so let's move on to the ongoing conflicted reports about what's going on with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford negotiations. So now the new reports is that Terrence Crawford is set to meet with Al Haymon. You've been hearing about all these dates. For Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. Like I said, it went from end of summer, September, into October, early November, end of November, December, maybe New Year's Eve. Now it's back to November. You've heard so many conflicted reports, but I thought this fight was done. So what happened to that? Oh, Errol Spence signed his end of the contract. Like I said, once again, you see how these dudes were lying? And I'm going to just flat out say it. I don't care if you dudes get mad, you dudes were lying. You dudes were lying. And you done got caught in the lie. Because if that's the case, if Terrence Crawford has to meet with Al Haymon himself, then obviously this fight is far from being finalized. But at the end of the day, you're going to have these Errol Spence extremists trying to put this on Bud. They're going to push false narratives once again. So, what is Bud going to meet with Al Haymon about? What, Al Haymon going to hold his money up like he doing Adrian Broner? Adrian Broner saying he still have been paid for the Pacquiao fight. So what, he want Terrence Crawford to take monthly payments? Allegedly. Because you've been hearing about fighters saying they get paid monthly. So, what's going on? Like I said, I thought... Are you sure the fight is going to happen? Why they keep changing the date? Like I said before, man, I'll believe it when I see it. All I'm doing is basically taking some of these dudes to task that was sitting up here flat out lying said that a deal had been reached and that an announcement was coming soon. So like I said before, if Terrence Crawford is setting up a meeting with Al Haymon, then like I said, once again, there isn't no contract, there isn't no fight date, and this fight is far from being finalized. I'm not trying to hear no excuses, man. I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing this crap today. Don't get mad at me because a dude that's actually out here trying to find. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that, dude. I don't want to go as far as to say that because there's been a lot of things surfacing. You've been hearing about possible lawsuits and a lot of different things. So I don't want to put that type of information out. But this is factual. You heard out of Tim Smith's own mouth a few months ago when he said, we don't know if we're going to have the money to pay Terrence Crawford. Here we are. We're in the middle of July, headed towards the end of July. Terrence Crawford's last fight was, 8 months ago? So once again, we're still on a mission to nowhere. There's your real proof. Eight months later, Terrence Crawford is 8 months removed from Top Rank. Once again, still no fight. And all you heard was from Errol Spence, his camp, the Errol Spence fanboys. A lot of other people said, all he need to do is leave Top Rank and this fight will get made with ease. Oh, the fight will get made basically overnight. Well, it's November. It's been quite a few overnights. Don't get mad. Like I said, don't get mad at me because these other dudes, they got exposed for lying. Like I said, what was the biggest demand? You need to leave Bob Arum. And then this fight can be made. Oh, this fight will be made with ease. But the new narrative is going to be what some of these dudes been pushing. Oh, Terrence Crawford is holding up the fight. Oh, Terrence Crawford is being greedy. But wait a minute. Y'all wasn't saying that about Canelo. Once again, y'all black people always expose yourselves. So let me get this straight. So the black man in Terrence Crawford is supposed to take whatever offer is thrown his way. So Terrence Crawford is supposed to devalue himself for the sake of appeasing the Errol Spence brigade, right? Like I said, I love doing this to y'all. Like I said, I love being on the island of my own because I don't follow scripts and I don't say what a lot of these other lying ass channels be saying. So you tell me who been telling the truth all the time, ever since. I've been telling y'all this since 2019. So now what? What's the new excuse now? What's the new excuse now? What's the new excuse now? I thought this fight was at the 2-yard line. I thought there was a contract. So if Terrence Crawford has to meet with Al Haymon, what is there to meet with Al Haymon about if this fight is so close to being finalized and announced? You done heard all these fake fight dates, when the fight was going to get announced. And like I said before, the longer they push this fight back, to me, it comes across as the PDC is trying to age Terrence Crawford out. Like I said before, I don't care about you dudes getting mad. Get mad. Go run back to your channels, taking your little subliminal shots and get mad and frowning when you hear this video. I'm going to keep saying what I need to say. Because I've been sending proof to real boxing fans. And I ain't going to say who they are. Because I told y'all what's going on. So where, like I said again, if Terrence Crawford has to meet with Al Haymon, then, like I said, once again, somebody lying. They've been so-called in negotiations for 8 months going on 9 months. Now all of a sudden, like I said, see how these dudes try to change the narrative. Now all of a sudden, when we kept saying, well, why don't you just make the fight? Oh, you got to be patient. You need to wait on Errol Spence. That's what his fans are saying. And once again, this ain't an attack on Errol Spence. This is more of a taking people to task that's pushing out fake narratives, lying and stuff. Nah, that's what I do. So what? No, remember, they the ones that was saying this fight will get made overnight once he leaves Top Rank. Well, it's been 8 months since he left Top Rank. Wait, what, 9 months? Almost going on 9 months. Once again, still no fight. Still no fight date. Still no, I mean, for real. Location, no fight date. No split of the purse. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, from what I've been hearing, they've been offering Terrence Crawford insulting numbers that they know he ain't gonna take. But what it is for certain people to talk to certain people in the media and try to push a narrative. Oh, Terrence Crawford is holding up the fight. Oh, it's not like I said. You've been hearing. Oh, if the fight don't happen, oh, it's not my fault. People need to be reasonable with what type of money they want. Because like I said before, now these Errol Spence extremists, they don't have nothing to stand on now. See, they don't have nothing. So now what they got to do is they got to push a narrative. Oh, it's Terrence Crawford's fault. He pricing himself out. Why is it when Canelo asks for a certain amount of money, he's worth it? But when it comes to Terrence Crawford, once again, oh, he's being greedy. He's pricing himself out. This is the same stuff they use with black athletes in general, with other type of sports. When it comes, oh, these dudes, the inmates are running the asylum. Oh, these dudes are overpaid. But nobody ever questions Tom Brady's money. Nobody ever questions Errol Spence. Nobody ever questions Aaron Rodgers' money. But it always comes down to people questioning the brothers' money. Just like you had some lady sitting up here having the audacity to be complaining about Lamar Jackson buying his offensive line Rolex watches. But you see the double now, and the sad part about this is coming from black people. And like I said, I'm gonna keep exposing y'all, and I'm gonna keep taking y'all to task. So like I said, which one is it? Either there's a contract or there ain't. So now you got black people trying to tell Terrence Crawford how much money, like I said, straight up fanboys. You got clowns on their channel making videos, acting like Screaming Jay Hawkins. Like I said, I don't listen to none of these dudes, man. I don't listen to none of these dudes, to be honest with you. It's a few people I listen to, but a lot of these dudes, I done just like tuned them out because I know what narrative they pushing. Like I said, now the Errol Spence Brigade, they don't have a leg to stand on now. Because like I said, they biggest talking point was the whole top rank thing. So now that Terrence Crawford isn't with Top Rank, now, like I said, well, we gotta find something. We gotta find something. They bluff been called. They've been exposed. Oh, Terrence Crawford need to take whatever they need to take whatever the PBC offers him. No. Like I said, they had $100 million. Let me get this straight. They had $100 million for Canelo for 3 fights, but let me get this straight. They can't find $15 million for Terrence Crawford, a black man. Like I said, these dudes on here is frauds, man. They just fanboy. Look, at the end of the day, just say what's up with you. Just keep it a buck. Just keep it a buck, man. And that's what the problem is. These dudes can't keep it a buck. So like I said, now all of a sudden, it then went from, oh, there's a contract. Terrence Crawford needs to sign this contract. Errol Spence already signed this contract, to, well, now there's a meeting with Al Heyman, and we got a fight date and all this stuff. Man, this sounds familiar. I told you this is the same stuff that Manny Pacquiao kept doing for years with Floyd Mayweather. Talking about signing a contract. And there wasn't no contract, wasn't no fight date, wasn't no location, wasn't uh you know per split of what each fighter was gonna get. It took Floyd confronting Manny Pacquiao basically in Miami at a Heat game to get this fight did. And that's basically what's been going on the other side of the street. Hey, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. I want somebody to tell me that I'm lying. Appreciate the donation. I need somebody to tell me where am I lying at? Where am I lying at? I've been consistent. Like I said, I'm not finna sit up here and lie to you guys and push a false narrative because I want views and I'm trying to make, man, no. I'm doing my research. I'm making the phone calls. I'm reading the texts. I'm talking to people behind the scenes. So like I said, these dudes exposed, and that's what it is, because they've been lying. And and for real, man, stop listening to these dudes for real that don't cover fights. I'm going to these fights. I'm talking to people. I'm doing the interviews. I'm doing the groundwork. I'm really trying to find out what's going on. But like I said before, now the Errol Spence fans, they started to panic. So like I said, they gotta find a new narrative now. Oh, well, now that Terrence Crawford isn't with Top Rank no more, oh, we'll just try to say he's pricing himself out. Y'all don't see a pattern with this? How many videos did you hear from certain people? Oh, all he got to do is leave top Rank and the fight will be made overnight. And this is why I was saying I'm not going to do that. Fighters, what promotional companies to sign with. That's up to them. But the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Now it went from, the other side of the street, he got to leave Top Rank. Oh, Terrence Crawford is being greedy. He's scared and all this kind of stuff. Terrence Crawford didn't have the same mindset that he didn't had for the last 3 years. Like I said before, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me because I've been telling the truth. I've been consistent. Like I said before, if there was a contract, let the fans see this contract. Since you saying so much, I'm just saying, since there's a contract, let the fans see this contract that's supposed to exist. What's in the contract? What's on the contract? What are the stipulations of this contract? Like I said before, Shakur Stevenson let us see his contract. Floyd and Manny Pacquiao let us see their contracts when they decided to fight. This is supposed to be the biggest fight in boxing. You know why they ain't gonna let us see the contract? Because it ain't no damn contract. And like I said, I don't care about some of these fighters talking to certain people, having them do their dirty work. That's them. Because at the end of the day, they further hurt their credibility. Like I said before, you'll know something when I know something. But I want somebody to tell me that I'm lying, that I've been consistent. Like I said, we to the end of July, 3rd week of July. Friday will be the week of July, and then we're headed into August. They negotiate a fight. Because like I said before, this fight could have been initiated and finalized by the time Errol Spence fought Ugas. Once again, Canelo, Julio Cesar Chavez, after that sparring match, the Triple G fight was already set and done. They could have had that. They could have had the fight set and done after Errol Spence defeated Ugas. Like I said before, now these dudes are pushing these narratives. Like I said, Terrence Crawford went to Dallas. When Errol Spence defeated Danny Garcia, remember, they wouldn't let him in the ring. They wouldn't let the man in the ring. They wouldn't let the man in the ring. So, there you have it. Terrence Crawford has tried to make this fight. Errol Spence said, why was Terrence Crawford there? What do you mean, why was Terrence Crawford there? This is supposed to be the biggest fight within the last. This is supposed to be the next Mayweather versus Pacquiao, or possibly Sugar Ray Leonard versus Hearns, or Hagler versus Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Duran. But you ask, why was the dude there? That didn't make no kind of sense. See, nobody talked about that. None of these Errol Spence groupies talked about the fact that Terrence Crawford came there. I was there. Appreciate the donation. Not Mac over there by Castlemont High. Yeah. So like I said, if you trying to fight somebody, what the hell you mean? What the hell you mean? Why was Terrence Crawford there? Hey, but Errol Spence let Manny Pacquiao get in the ring. You know, the Filipino, but then he don't want the brother to get in the ring. But then but like I said, none of those Errol Spence groupies did videos talking about that. But then some of these dudes try to portray Errol Spence like he Malcolm X and all that kind of stuff. So once again, they love to try to play that black card and try to play the pro-black card, the militant card. But here it is, wouldn't let another black man in the ring to challenge him to a fight that everybody want to see. But he sure let the Filipino in. He sure let the Filipino in. I see nobody ain't talking about that. Like I said, you dudes that's listening to this video, don't try to play that black card with me. For real. Don't try to play that black stuff with me. Because like I said, I'll make it even worse. Like I said, the inconsistency of these dudes. So like I said before, if this fight is finalized, there's a fight date, the money's been determined, why do Al Haymon have to set up a meeting with Terrence Crawford? Unless that's cap. But anyway, just wanted to give y'all some food for thought. This is another edition of Bay Area Boxing. It's your boy Town Biz, and I'm out. Appreciate the donations.